Okay, so hear me out, and I know you're already rolling your eyes because of the title of this video, and I get it, but hear me out. The Cleveland Cavaliers should look into trading for Lonzo Ball. Yeah, you heard that right. Look, the Cavs don't really have any true point guards on their roster besides Darius Garland, who we know just underwent surgery on his toe and could miss a small portion of the 2025-26 season. Past DG, all you really have is Donovan Mitchell and Craig Porter Jr. And don't get me wrong, Donovan is a more than capable point guard and Craig Porter Jr. deserves a real shot, but even with that being the case, the Cavaliers could still really use another capable ball handler. If that wasn't made crystal clear to you after the result of the Indiana Pacers series, I don't know what will. Mind you, they still don't know what will happen with Ty Jerome, so in the event that you don't re-sign Jerome, a perfect pivot could be Lonzo Ball. But before we discuss why that is the case, do your boy a favor and smash that like button, subscribe to keep the NBA content coming, and hit that notification bell so you stay locked in all season long. We know Lonzo Ball's story. There is truly no need to rehash it. Well-documented high school and college career, second overall pick in the 2017 draft for Magic Johnson's Lakers, injuries, eventually traded in the deal that brought Anthony Davis to LA, more injuries, but not before experiencing some real development, especially as a three-point shot maker, moved to the Chicago Bulls in hopes that he would bring them stability, and then more injuries after a promising start. To be clear, he's missed 2 entire seasons dealing with multiple knee surgeries and rehabilitation on said knees. All of that being taken into consideration, there is still reason to believe that in a very specific place and circumstances, Lonzo can return to being a serviceable player. Here's why I think the Cavs should look into trading for him, and it's pretty simple. Number 1, playmaking. Listen, if there was one area of expertise that Lonzo has always had a natural ability in, it's as a playmaker. He has always been a dependable facilitator. The injuries have not robbed him of that. And I'll be clear, we must view Lonzo as he is now, not what he was prior to missing back-to-back seasons. So I'm gonna stick strictly to what we saw in his 35 appearances for Chicago this year, albeit with a healthy respect to his prior years as a playmaker. That said, it's apparent that he's still a pretty high IQ passer of the rock. Some of his dimes are just flat out beautiful. He's hitting his man in stride, he's passing them open, he's finding his teammates on cuts to the basket and out in transition. There are lobs to the rim for easy 2 points. There are drive and kicks, you name it. He can make just about every pass there is to make out there.
No suit for you. Modest Buzelis, the rejection. Ball to White for 3.
Oh, bang, bang, bang.
3 of 3 from three-point territory. He's got 13 points.
Here's Ball. Nice pass to Bruce.
And one thing about Lonzo's eyes are always up.
Rinse in the corner for 3. No good.
Beautiful dish. Ball to Levine.
I'm telling you right now, all you little kids watching the game.
B-Ball Index thinks highly of him as a playmaker. He plays within the 94th percentile in passing versatility, the 76th percentile in playmaking talent, the 82nd in passing creation volume, the 80th percentile in assist points per 75 possessions, and the 62nd in on-ball gravity. He's pretty effective as a pick-and-roll initiator, and with the Cavs featuring 2 very good rim-rolling bigs as well as lob threats in Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen, he could be effective running the second unit or as a break in case of emergency guard. With Cleveland's wealth of shooters, he can make use of these talents by driving and kicking till his heart's content. It's a great fit on paper. He has great vision, which helps him to see plays develop before they actually do. He's a very solid connective piece of tissue, often making the swing pass with ease, resulting in good looks from range. I could go on and on about his playmaking.
Nice read by Lonzo Ball. Slings it ahead for Zach LaVine. The catch and the slam.
Lonzo Ball came over like a free safety.
Number 2, rebounding. This, quite honestly, is an under-discussed part of what ails the Cavs at times, and it's rebounding from the guard position. Darius Garland is a terrible rebounder. Ty Jerome is as well. Craig Porter Jr. is really solid for his size, and Donovan Mitchell is probably the best of the position group, and that comes on the defensive end, and it isn't really saying that much. He ranked 31st in defensive rebounds per game among guards this season, and 31st in rebounds overall among guards at 4.5 per game. But to be fair, he did average the 4th most rebounds for a player under 6'4", so give him some credit. But beyond him, that's really it. Lonzo Ball, on the other hand, holds a career average of 5.5 rebounds per game, and still managed to pull down 3.4 per game for Chicago in just about 22.2 minutes per game. 12th among guards who played 24 or fewer minutes per game. And don't get me wrong, Lonzo is by no means Jason Kidd or Russell Westbrook on the glass out there, but he is a solid rebounder in his own right. He would instantly become the third or maybe even second best rebounder in the guard room. Number 3, perimeter defense. At 6'6" with a 6'9" wingspan, Lonzo has always had the tools to be a terrific point of attack defender, and while his injuries have sapped him of the potential and some of the mobility out there he once had on that end, his instincts and length certainly can still give opponents a tough time. His 1.3 steals per game were 36th in the league, and he was 9th in steals when coming off the bench. He plays within the 89th percentile in passing lane defense and the 90th percentile in pickpocket rating. He was rather opportunistic and jumped in whenever he smelled blood in the proverbial water to start a fast break off with a swipe. His on-ball defense might actually be his best overall skill or quality at this point in his career. He really is capable of being a lockdown defender at times, and as such plays within the 91st percentile in perimeter isolation defense. Just this past season, he held the likes of Tyrese Maxey to 4 of 10, James Harden and CJ McCollum to 3 of 8, RJ Barrett to 1 of 5, Michael Bridges to 1 of 5, and Jamal Murray to 0 of 5. Not only does he take on the opposition's tougher perimeter assignments, but his defensive versatility would be a welcome addition to a backcourt that just doesn't boast a ton of it.
Quick pass for Murray from Jokic against Ball, who tapped it to Levine. What a smooth, high IQ play that was by Ball.
He placed within the 65th percentile in defensive positional versatility during the 2024-25 season and has shown a willingness to get a stop when his team needs it the most. Just imagine him in a defensive-based lineup alongside Donovan Mitchell, DeAndre Hunter, Dean Wade, and Evan Mobley, or Donovan, Hunter, Mobley, and Allen. There is just so much he could make up for in a backcourt on that end. Offensive outlook. So it does bear mention that based on what we saw in his 35 appearances during the 2024-25 campaign, that Lonzo Ball was almost exclusively a catch and shoot specialist in terms of his scoring output. 195 of his 243 total field goal attempts were trays, with 151 of those being catch and shoot attempts. I'll save you the time. Lonzo was a putrid shooter this year. He converted on just 34.4% of his triples, including 32.5% of his catch and shoot attempts. The volume was certainly there, that cannot be questioned. He still has the confidence. It's just the fact that the efficiency wasn't there. The remaining 48 attempts were mostly within the restricted area, which he completed 55% of. It's either at the rim or beyond the arc for Lonzo. There is no real in between. This ultimately resulted in Ball recording a truly ugly field goal percentage of 36.6%. It sounds bad, but honestly, considering it was his first real basketball in 2 years, I'm willing to give him a little bit of a pass. And to be fair, he has never been the model of efficiency, but this was by far his most inefficient season. He will be entering his age 28 campaign and could theoretically still offer a team a useful skill set moving forward. The reality is the Cavs could use additional size in that guard rotation, and Lonzo Ball could provide just that. Overall, Ball would indeed be a walking injury risk, but I truly don't think the risk outweigh the potential rewards. He would add legit size, playmaking, ball handling, above average defense at the point of attack, and decent perimeter shot making to the table for the Cavs. As far as the cost, well, I floated this out there on social the other day, and it's a deal that works financially, and that is Lonzo Ball for Isaac Okoro and a second round pick. Cleveland would actually shed about $1 million with this type of move too. The question is, would Chicago actually be keen to this type of offer? Well, that'll do it for this one, folks. Let me know how you feel in the comments below. Does Lonzo Ball make sense for Cleveland?
Horton Tucker. Shot clock down. Ball. Oh. Ice cold.